Dear students, welcome back. So in the previous class we have seen that we have the two type of the dielectric material. One is your polar dielectric material and there is non-polar dielectric material. Let us for time being, let us suppose we are again taking the non-polar dielectric materials, and that also we are taking particularly the solids. Now, in case of the solids, as we know, the atoms are precisely arranged, right? That is periodically arranged, and the atoms are very closely packed. Now, on such type of the material, if we are going to apply the electrical field from the outside, then the center of mass of the electron cloud and the center of the mass of the nuclei, that is the positive charge, will not coincide and they are getting dislocated. And because of that dislocation, you are getting the dipoles. Now, you know that the dipole will also create an electric field, right? So and then we, as many number of the atoms we have, that many number of the dipoles is being created. So naturally that many types of the electrical field you are getting. Now in presence of the electric field, all these dipoles are getting oriented in one particular direction, and then in that particular direction all these dipoles are going to give you another type of the field, and that field is called your internal fields. So today we are going to mathematically derive the condition or the mathematical expression for the internal fields in case of the solids. So now let us start with. So let us suppose this is the periodic arrangement of your atoms and that here also we have taken in the one dimension, right? So one dimension, let us suppose this is your any element or any atom X. So the first atom that I have taken is the X. Now this atom under the influence of the electric field, this is the electric field that I have created, or we are going to apply the electric field from the outside, and as you can see it has got dipole. Here you have the positive charge and negative charge, that the electron cloud has got shifted, and therefore it is representing you the dipole, right? Now all the atoms, as you can see, first I am taking the atom number A. You see the atom number A, this is also your dipoles, and atom number B, this is also your dipole, and let us suppose interatomic distance is A. So this A is also going to give you a dipole moment, and B is also going to give you the dipole moment. So due to both A and B, what will be the net value of the dipole moment or the electrical field on the X? Similarly, then we can say because of the C and D, and again because of E and F, and in this way we will be getting a geometrically very large number of your atoms, which is going to put its influence on the atom X. So what is the total influence of the atom X, right, due to all these atoms? This is what we are going to find out. So here interatomic distance that we are taking is equal to your A. So in gaseous state, the interaction of the atoms is negligible, since atoms are in constant random motion, because you know the atoms are not at a fixed distance, they are randomly distributed, right? They are randomly moving, and therefore you have negligible influence of one atom on the other atom. However, in case of the solids, atoms are closely packed, leading to the strong interaction between them. So all the atoms are going to make its interaction on the other atoms. Since each atom is surrounded by other polarized atoms from all the sides, an internal field is created on application of the external field E. So therefore, if you are going to apply an external field E, right, because of the polarization, a net internal field or additional internal field is going to be created, right? And this is what we are going to the expression for what we are going to find out. The internal field is an electric field acting on the location of the given atom, is the sum of the electric field created by neighboring atom and applied field, right? So whenever we are going to put the electrical field from the outside, so all the neighboring atom is going to put its influence, right? And the total value of the field we are going to find out in this case. Thus the effective field intensity in the dielectric is given by, so let us suppose the external field that we have applied, due to which your atom has got polarized, right? All the atom has got polarized is your capital E, and because of these individual atoms, the electrical field that has is been created is your E dash, right, or EI. So E dash, that is the total field we call to the applied field, and plus internal field which has been created due to each of the atoms. And this is what for this we are going to find out the expression. So again I have taken the same diagram from the previous slide to do the mathematical calculation. The value EI, that is the internal field that has been created, may be evaluated by summation of the effect of the surrounding atoms. So all the atoms is going to put its effect, and that we have to take the summation of all. To calculate the above field, let us consider one dimensional solid consisting of a string of equidistant identical atoms having the polarizability alpha E and separated by a distance of A. So mostly here you should understand that in case of the solid, we have the electronic polarization. We have the different type of the polarization: electronic polarization, ionic polarization, orientational polarization, space charge polarization. But in case of the solid, primarily the type of the polarization is your electronic polarization, and electronic polarization is represented by alpha E, right? Now what we have considered over here is we have taken the one-dimensional array of the atoms in which they are arranged, right? And we are going to find out what is the effect of one atom on the others, and then we are going to we are going to continue this with the similarity condition for the 3 dimensions. So first we are going to calculate in the 1 dimension, and the same thing will be taking up in the 3 dimension. Let us consider an external field E is applied in a direction parallel to this string. So as you can see, the external field E has been applied over here. So this is the external field that has been applied parallel in the direction of this string of the atoms. Here we shall determine the net internal field EI experienced by one of the atoms. So what is the field that has been experienced by the atom X? So for this atom X we are going to calculate, and by all the atoms. So whatever the X is experiencing, same thing will be experienced by other atoms. All right, the field by the atoms will be the same. This is what I am writing. The field by all other atoms will be the same, and will be in the direction of the applied field. The field at first atom due to the dipole induced in an atom located at a distance Na. Now let us suppose here what we have taken is the interatomic distance we have taken as A. So if you are going to from the this to first atom, then what is the distance? 1A. If you are going to second atom, then this is your distance 2A. If you are going to the third atom, the distance is 3A. So if you have gone to the nth atom, so what will be the distance? Distance will be Na. So this is what I have written. So what we are going to find out first, what is the effect of any atom which is at a distance of Na from the X, right? And because of that, let us find out the electrical field which is being created on the atom X. That is the atom X, the external field that is being felt by the atom X because of the atom which is at a distance of n into A, right? And then we'll be taking the sum from 1 to n. So let us proceed and let us see. So what I can say, the internal field will be given as mu I, where mu is your dielectric moment, right? 2 pi epsilon naught into Na upon 3, because you must be knowing this formula. The electrical field is given by because of a dipole. You have the two conditions you must have done at your 10+2 level: end-on position and broad-on position. So it is an end-on position. So what you are going to do, you are calculating at one axis. So that is given by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2p, where 2p is your dipole moments, upon r cube. R is your distance, Newton per Coulomb, right? So this is the formula that I have applied, and let us suppose here I have got the equation number 1. So internal field that we are getting is Ei equal to mu I. Here we have taken the dipole moment is your mu. I we have taken because it is internal. 2 pi epsilon naught, right? Na whole cube. So this is your formula that I have taken here. Why I have taken 2 pi? Because here you can see 2 is there and 4 pi is there, so it will become your 2. So this is what the small solution I have taken over here. So this is the formula. This is your formula for your internal the electrical field due to a dipole. Right. So this is the formula that we have seen in the, that is the internal field for any atom which is at a distance of Na from the X, we had seen in the previous slide. Thus the total field E dash at the first atom, that is the atom X, can be given as E dash equal to E, where E is your applied field. E is your applied field and EI is your EI, this is your internal field. So total field is equal to sum of both from the equation number 1, as I had shown you there, right? So this is the value that I have given, mu upon 2 pi epsilon naught. So mu I upon 2 pi epsilon naught, right? This is the value, and this I am going to take this sum from n equal to 1 to n equal to n. So this is what I have taken, 1 upon Na whole cube from n equal to 1 to n equal to infinity. So infinite number of the atoms we have. And now this has been multiplied by 2. Why it has been multiplied by 2 is, now let us suppose here we had taken any atom X was over here. This was the atom X that you had taken, and you have calculated at a distance Na because of this atom, right? So this is at a distance of Na on one side you have taken, right? Similarly, you have other side also at a distance of Na, right? So this is also putting its influence on the atom X, right? So if we are going to take the both the side, so from the symmetry what we can do? We can just multiply it by 2. This is from where the 2 in this equation has come. So now let's do the simple calculation of this. So naturally this 2 and 2, as you can see over here, will get cancelled. This 2 and this 2 will get cancelled, and let us write down the formula. So what we can say, E dash is your total field, is equal to E plus, now the solution of this, if you are going to do the solution of this, will equal to 1.2 upon pi, 1.2 upon pi, right? Mu I as it is there, epsilon naught A cube. So this will be the solution for this. Thus the net field produced by the atoms is greater than the applied electric field. So applied electric field was E, and the total field, of course here you have added by a positive quantity, so the total field has increased. It is evident from the above equation that smaller is the intermolecular spacing. What is the intermolecular spacing? Is A. So smaller be the intermolecular spacing, larger is the value of the internal field. So if it is very closely packed, this is why it is more applicable in case of the solids. Even in case of the liquid, the atoms are not that much closely packed. So if it is going to be little more distance, its value will be very less, and it will be not a practical value. In the 3-dimensional solids, if n be the number of the atoms, n be the, then n will be replaced by 1 upon A cube. You should remember this. If n is your total number of the atoms, then 1 upon A cube, that is, let us suppose this is the equation number 2 I am writing, 1 upon A cube can be replaced by your n. And therefore the equation can be given as, what we can write, E dash equal to E plus n into 1.2 into mu I upon pi epsilon naught. So this is the value that we'll be getting for your internal fields. Now mu upon pi, 1.2 upon pi, 1.2 upon pi, that you can see over here, is another constant, right? So what I can say over here, now n mu I, now what is left out is your n, and mu I is left out. N mu I is called the polarizability, you have already seen. So is your polarization. So this expression can be given as E dash equal to E plus n mu I, for that I have written as P, and 1.2 upon pi, 1.2 upon pi I have written as gamma. This is your nothing, this is your gamma. So value of the gamma is equal to 1.2 upon pi. That this is just a constant, where gamma is a proportionality constant, which is known as the internal field constant. In general, the value of gamma is unity. In general, value of the gamma is unity. However, in case of infinite chain of the atoms, gamma value is equal to 1.2 upon pi. So this is the value of the gamma that has been found out, and this is why I have substituted the value of the gamma over there. right? In case of the cubic crystal, the internal field is given by gamma equal to 1 by 3. So if it is perfectly cubic system, then the value of the gamma will coming out equal to 1 by 3. So here let us suppose I am calling this equation number 3. So in equation number 3 you substitute the value of the gamma is equal to 1 by 3, and then you will be getting for the cubic crystal. So what I can say, the internal field in this case, or the total field E dash will equal to E plus P upon 3 epsilon naught. So gamma equal to the value of I have written over here, and this equation is also called Lorentz field. So you should remember this whenever the it says that applying the Lorentz field, then we have to use this equation. Therefore, my dear students, in conclusion, what we can say, that if we are taking the closely packed solids where the atoms are very closely packed, and we are going to apply the electrical field, then the atoms are getting polarized, right? And there is the dislocation of the electron cloud from the nucleus, and that is going to create your dipole, and these dipoles will have an electric field. So all these dipoles are going to create a new value of your electric field inside the solids, apart from the field that you have already given. So that value, the total field, is going to be the value of the applied field and the field which has been created because of all these atoms inside this. So here whatever we have done is we have done for a simple cubic crystal, right? It can be more complex for the other type of the materials which is beyond your syllabi. So I hope you must have understood, and now we have the last one class left, right, to finish your complete syllabus, and that is your Clausius-Mosatti equation that we will be taking in the next class. Thank you very much.